Brainstorming and sharing ideas is the funnest part of the creative process. We decided to skip the boring part of actually making stuff and just do the fun part. I'm your host, Tom Walma,
I'm Connie Ettinger.
I'm Evan Sashella.
and this is Creativity Wasted. And I'm just going to say it. I have to mute Connie when she's not talking because there's an echo. And so that's going to come up because I'm going to do it wrong at some point.
I'm in my mid-20s, and, I live alone. It's kind of hard. Like, I see a basketball court. It's right outside my apartment, and, kind of there's people not playing, and I like to go out and maybe play sports a little bit, just back, like, in high school or something. But no one's ever playing. I don't have many friends around to contact to go play, like, basketball or football with, like, throw the ball around. So I was just thinking my idea would be, like, this robot sport superstar that you would just have on the property, like an apartment complex. You can just pull it out of a glass and you can just play with him whenever you want to, like just throw the football around, like runs all these sick routes, or it can shoot. You can go one-on-one with it for basketball. And then once it gets popular, more people are going to buy this robot for their own enjoyment. So then, you can meet up and have like games, and then you'll have like full human robot leagues, and then you make friends with both other robots and humans.
Yeah, and people might come by just to see the robot. Like if it's just you and the robot, maybe it says on the robot, like, come join us or something.
I hope it's programmed so it can actually talk and like interact. It can actually be like, if it's like the NFL, like these robots can actually like act like pro athletes, where they can demand trades to other people, or they issue fines, or they call you out if you're throwing bad passes. Like, it's supposed to make you better as an athlete.
Would it trash talk you?
Yeah, it would specialize in some trash talking. If we can get like, Apple or something to program these, it would come with a variety, like Michael Jordan.
Well, the Tesla bot is supposed to be ready next year.
Okay. Well, maybe they can get on board with it.
The problem with the Tesla bot is they made him small. He said he made it intentionally small and frail so that if it attacked you, you could defend yourself. He didn't want it to be intimidating, but that might hinder its sporting ability.
I really hope they wouldn't attack people. I mean, they're just kind of athletes out there. They're kind of just, again, one-on-one. There's something just trying to expand. Maybe it'll get more kids to play. A lot of kids sit around and just, watch TV or play games. There's not a lot of, active people. So I think that would help.
Well, yeah, a couple of things about that. First of all, I mean, even people who have friends practice alone, like shooting hoops. And if it could like rebound for you, and like even if it's not good at one-on-one, you could find uses for it to help you more conveniently better practice, rebound for you. Maybe it could analyze your shot like with robotic accuracy and provide you with better feedback than some dude, than a human coach. The other thing is, like, for example, I never learned how to throw correctly. Like I can shoot a basketball like with good form, but I could never throw a baseball because I throw like a girl and I got picked on it in school and whatnot. But if I had a robot that could teach me how to throw, when I was a kid, now I don't give a shit. But how often do you need to throw things? But it could be for like entry level people who want to get into a sport but aren't up to par with the other kids.
Yeah. It's kind of like batting cages, except this would actually be like an actual pitcher. That's just a machine that throws you the ball. This would actually, like simulate an actual like pro baseball pitcher. He's throwing curveballs and fastballs. It'll help you be a better hitter.
You know what I would use it for? To teach me how to dance. That's what I would use it for.
Still, it's an athletic movement, so yeah, there'd be a dancing one.
I'd go to a friend's wedding and I'd be killer on the dance floor, and all the women would want to dance with me.
You can bring it as a +1 to a wedding too. That'd be
or that. What were you saying, Connie?
The robot has to chicken dance then if you're going to take him to a wedding. But no, I think that would be neat if they would dance with you, or like you said, I never learned how to throw. And when I try to throw forward, it winds up behind me half the time. I'm such a bad thrower, but I need something to go like right here, right here, right here, and encourage me. But I'm so dismal that humans just get sick of me and walk away. So a robot wouldn't have the choice.
It could pick you up if you fall, like a life alert robot. Not that I'm inferring that you need that, but
Yeah, it's
Oh,
supposed
I'm a klutz. I'm totally clumsy. I fully admit it.
I saw a couple comics this year who fell and broke their legs. I'm blanking on who, but Louis broke his arm, right? Not his leg.
no, it was his leg.
How did he do that? Was he doing physical training shit, or did he fall?
I believe so, and then yeah, it's been pretty painful. But he's like kind of walking around now a little bit. He has a cane that he uses, but he's
But
improved.
yeah, maybe we all, even young people, need the pick you up if you fall robot.
Yeah, that it would be
Slap
good
you
for
out of the
physical
bench.
movements. It'd be good for sports. Just a friend, I guess, if you just want to have another buddy around.
Would you want it to look like a robot or like a humanoid, like real doll, but a dude? Or maybe it would be a pretty girl robot that plays sports with you.
I was thinking, yeah, more like a human. I think having like a just like R2D2 type thing in like Star Wars that wouldn't be good. Like a human would actually look like it looks like an athlete already.
Do
You
you
just
want people to be able to tell it's a robot?
well, I mean, yeah, I don't know if its mouth would move. I think it
Oh,
would just speak internally.
it's just a shy person, everybody
Yeah,
thinks.
yeah.
So it makes you look more socially capable by comparison.
It probably still would be more social than I am. We're just too shy. One man, one robot. Be a sitcom.
A number of years ago, phones were judged by how small they were, not how big they are. But when new phones would come out, I'd see guys at the airport and they go, "Hey, look how small my phone is." It's the first time a guy ever, said, "Look how small my whatever is." But now you've got, "This is my iPhone 42.7," and you're showing all the stuff it can do. But I think it would be neat to have, robots, and you'd be bragging on your robot and how smart your robot is, how athletic it is. Watch, my robot can do this. I bet yours can't. But then maybe they could develop their own internal motivation to want to compete with other robots.
Yeah, they were heading toward that way too with Tesla, and we'll just have a half human, half robot planet. Everyone has their own robot like a pet.
Would you like go to a bar with your robot and like pick fights, like insult people who don't have robots, knowing that your robot could come and kick their ass?
I don't know how the identification or carding a robot would work. Just for, I don't know if they can be allowed to drink at a bar.
Get
I would,
carded.
I would just bring it around and track like this is the coolest thing in my life. It would cost a lot though to make, probably like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I don't know how much the Tesla bot's supposed to cost, but I have a feeling that when they say it'll be ready next year, what Tesla does is they release the car or the thing, and then they do software updates later. So, like, the hardware of a robot isn't that complicated. It's the software that matters. So, they'll probably have the hardware, like the physical robot, ready, maybe not for everybody to buy, but the prototype like next year, but it won't be able to do much yet. It'll be years and years before it does anything useful, is what I'm guessing. I could be wrong on that. Like to play sports.
It'd be 20 years down the line before this comes to reality. But you heard it here first.
Yeah, I'll be too old to play sports by the time it's ready. It'll be the I'm falling and I can't get up robot by then.
He'll help you with your form. He'll hold your arm up while you make the shot.
Yeah, it's a life coach too. It helps you at all stages.
So, what sports specifically are you thinking? Like basketball primarily?
I think football would be fun because if you want to be like a quarterback and you have like 3 or 4 of these robots, you can like run routes. They can be like receivers, and you can throw in the football, so you can work on your quarterbacking skills. Or if like I guess basketball too, like you get 4 other robots. It's like a me and the 4 robots versus 5 humans, and like a pickup game. That'd be pretty fun to watch, I think.
Yeah, I guess they can fill up the roster if you have some friends, but you don't have enough. Like you have an odd number of people. Like instead of going 4-on-3 or making somebody sit out, the robot is one of the people on one of the teams.
Yeah, and the robot would kind of just take over and not pass the ball and kind of be a ball hog. So it's kind of like 1-on-5.
Maybe it could be like one of those exoskeleton things that like covers your body so you're in the robot, but it could also function as a self-controlling robot when you're not in it.
Oh, so I can kind of take over sometimes and kind of, or just be part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that'd be cool.
if it has rules against like punching people in the software, you could just get in it, and then you can use its like metal strength to like attack
Totally
people.
internally, yeah.
You could Hulk out on people if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's kind of be like my superhero, I guess. It's the closest thing I'd be to a superhero, just being inside a robot that has a mind of its own when I'm not in it.
What would you call your sports robot?
Just robot sport superstar RSS. That's what the trademark would be in like the company, and then you can, I don't know, Russ then. Russ RUSS.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to think of a cool name, and I'm coming up with nothing. I guess if it surrounds your body, I think that's a cyborg. It's just
Yeah,
robot is self-controlling, and then cyborg is like half human, half robot. So I guess you can't use cyborg in the name if that's not what it is. It'd be Robo Sports Dad,
I thought you were gonna say RoboCop,
Robo Bro,
Roball. Just do that.
Baller, Robo Baller.
Yeah,
Baller has a connotation about like partying, not necessarily sports.
And don't forget there are other things you could do, like play pool, play cards,
yeah. Any
or
activity really. What movie buddy?
tennis. That would be cool. You could have 3 of them and you could play doubles all the time.
And then they would beat me every single time.
They'd be good robots. They would try to match your skill level somewhat, I think. They're not going to be evil. They would never be mean to you, Evan. That's not how robots operate, I don't think.
I hope
They
they'd
got
be a little
feelings.
bit better than my skill level.
You could use it like I said to rebound. Like with golf, it could find your ball. It could like get it out of the water.
I love how you assume all my shots would land in the water. They do though. So.
I've never actually golfed on a course. I've only done putt golf. I'm trying to think if I've even been to a driving range. I don't think I have. A friend of mine in high school built a golf course in his yard with a couple holes. We used to hit it not very far, like 40 feet or something, but I could never do it very well. I always sucked. I would hook it to the side or whatever. So yeah, I would need to pull it out of the water for sure. Assuming I even got to the water.
Yeah, let's hope these robots are waterproof too. That's,
Yeah, that's true. With sports, with sweat and water and
yeah.
blood.
Well,
Hopefully not that much blood.
You could have a ninja robot.
Ninja robot, fighting
Like,
robot.
remember in Pink Panther, I can't remember the guy's name who was always waiting for Peter Sellers to come home and he'd just try to attack him as he walked in his apartment. And then Peter Sellers would try to beat him.
I don't even.
It was Kato. That was it. That was his name. That's way before your time, Peter Sellers.
Steve Martin, Pink Panther was my time, but I didn't even watch that.
I don't think I
I
saw
didn't
that.
even know he did one. Wow.
Anything more with your sports robot?
No, I think it's going to cost a lot of money and it'll take forever to make. But if this ever happens, I mean, people would line up to buy it. I think.
Oh, I have to ask, would you use it in stand-up comedy?
I would have it, yeah, replace me on stage. My act would die, and I just have this robot.
I think I would do good with a robot, like, because I have good written material, but my delivery is subpar. But if I had someone or something else doing my jokes, I think I would kill with the robot.
Or you go on stage as a dual act, and you say the setup, and then they say the punchline.
Yeah, or it moves the mic stand and it deals with hecklers, intimidates hecklers.
Yes, I would kill for one of those that just bitch slap a heckler. Or people who yammer during shows.
Any shows or podcasts you want to promote?
On the April 21st, I'm at Beggar's Banquet, another show in East Lansing. It's at 7.
Mother's Day weekend, I'll be at the showcase.
This has been a production of Planet Ant Podcast, powered by Pinecast.